What's up, guys? Dom here with Restricted America. Today I wanted to go over the new licensing requirements from Bill H4885, now signed into law by both the House and the Senate and Governor Maura Healey. Goal is looking to put a pause on this bill from going into effect, so if you want to learn more about that, go onto my YouTube page and find how we can stop Bill H4885. And also another video that I'm going to be posting that's untitled as of right now. So for this video, I'm going to be reading directly from Goal's initial summary. The last time it was updated was July 24th, so bear with me. This is not information coming from me. It's information coming directly from Gun Owners Action League of Massachusetts. They've compiled this, but again, it is an initial summary. So this is their preliminary understanding of the bill. This is not anything that's final. And there seems to be no funding provided for a lot of this. But without further ado, I'm going to read this in its entirety, at least the training portion. So Section 38, Licensing Authority Training and Retailers, no funding provided. Training seminars for one to include current laws, regulations, and rules relating to this chapter. Licensing responsibilities, record-keeping obligations, firearm surrender, registration and tracing, annual inspection of retailers, electronics database use, retailer application training, uniform standards of security for business premises, employee background check and training requirements, information requirements, and conditions contained in laws and regulations. This seems to be stuff that's literally already there, so I don't know why that needed to be added, or maybe it hasn't. But Section 74, training, limits hunter education certificate to an FID card, exempts those who hold an LTC or FID prior to August 1st, 2024 for renewals. The Colonel of State Police, in consultation with the Municipal Police Training Committee, shall create a new training curriculum. Must include injury prevention, suicide prevention, disengagement tactics, live fire, and completion of a written exam. Colonel shall create a written examination and establish minimum requirements to pass. It appears that the state will send their certificate to successful students, so no more getting them right at the class. You're going to have to wait for the the state police to send your successful certificate in the mail, so another thing for them to hold up and wait months on. Licensing authority must confirm with the state that a certificate has been issued prior to processing a license application, requires the state police to produce and distribute public service announcements to encourage and educate the general public about safe storage and transportation of firearms and the importance of firearm safety education and training, including information on places and classes that a person may attend to obtain firearms safety education and training. This was Goal's language that was passed in 2014 but was never done. So, maybe like the one decent thing that's in here. The state shall develop materials that will be shared by instructors during classes. So that's harm reduction, suicide prevention through safe practices by firearms owners to reduce access to lethal means. So that would be the prevalence of suicide by firearm compared to other forms of firearms violence, demographic trends, the risks of injury and suicide that may be associated with household firearms, including the rate of survival for suicide attempts by firearms compared to other means of attempted suicide. Best practices for identifying and reducing the risk of suicide involving household firearms. Available resources to learn more about safe practices in suicide prevention. Other information as mandated by the state. So that's all that appears in that section. That's going to be all the new training requirements. Even though it's long, I don't think it's very detailed. I think there's still a ton of work to do with that for them. And then if you go back to the goal.org gun ban bill page, or I think that's what it's called, it does have another section about training, just kind of going over key points. So it says, Goal has contacted the Massachusetts State Police regarding the training requirements in H4885. We have been told that they are reviewing the legislation and will notify all BFS instructors once their review is complete. Key points to note: training grandfathering any license issued on or before August 1st, 2024, along with all with all renewals will be grandfathered under the current training requirements. So if the license was issued, that's not actually, it doesn't mean that it's actually in your possession. You'd have to look at the issue date. It's usually a bit before you actually get it in the mail or you go pick it up from the police station. If it's before August 1st, then you're good. You don't have to go complete these new retraining requirements when you go to renew. You're all grandfathered in. If you had applied already and it's not going to be issued before August 1st, there's not a ton of information about that. And I've tried to find more, I've tried to figure that out. But from what I'm getting right now, it seems that you'll need to complete this re-education training before you do your next renewal, if you're in that gray area. If you haven't applied at all, you'll need to complete this new training curriculum. Goal says the Colonel of the State Police, in consultation with the Municipal Police Training Committee, will create a new training curriculum that must include injury prevention, suicide prevention, disengagement tactics, live fire exercises, completion of a written exam. So all of those will need to be included. And I just want to add, for as far as instructors right now, I know there's not a lot of information for you guys. And I want to thank Mass Firearms Safety for this comment and for the info that he gave me and everybody else that read it. But I'm going to read his comment for you guys. He said he inferred that he emailed the state police, and he said, Kristen of the state police just sent this back to me about my instructor question. Mark, I am not sure. We are working around the clock with EOPS to iron out everything. There is a lot on this legislature regarding our department. I should be sending something out to BFS instructors in the next day or so. Sincerely, Kristen. So he said I could share that, and I want to thank you again for that. But other than that, there's not a ton of information. I'm hoping that they can send you out something as quickly as possible, because I know I barely know, but I could see what kind of predicament that puts you guys in. And if you're watching my channel and support it, I'll try to keep updates on that. That's it for today. Thanks everyone who supports my channel by subscribing, liking this content, and commenting. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments. I can try to answer them best I can, or other people in the comments are certainly welcome to as well. And other than that, stay unrestricted, folks.